subscribe and like and share and comment. Michael Massa. Spectacular vision of creation. Genesis 1 verses 1 to 5. 1 In the beginning Kongo created the heaven and the earth. 2 And the earth was without form, and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the spirit of Kongo moved upon the face of the waters. 3 And Kongo said, Let there be light. And there was light. 4 And Kongo saw the light, that it was good, and Kongo divided the light from the darkness. 5 And Kongo called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening and the morning were the first day. Hebrews 3 verse 4 For every house is built by someone, but Kongo is the builder of everything. Jeremiah 32 verse 17 Ah, Sovereign Nzambi, you have made the heavens and the earth by your great power and outstretched arm. Nothing is too hard for you. Psalm 90 verse 2 Before the mountains were born or you brought forth the whole world, from everlasting to everlasting you are Kongo. 2 Peter 3:8 But do not forget this one thing, dear friends, with Kongo a day is like 1,000 years, and 1,000 years are like a day. The Apocalypse of Ezra. And I said, O Kongo, my king, thou didst indeed speak at the beginning of thy creation on the first day, and didst command that heaven and earth should be, and the word, O Lord, perfected the work. 39 And the Spirit was then hovering, and darkness was veiling, and silence of the voice, and the voice of man was not yet 40. Then thou didst command that a ray of light should come forth out of thy treasuries, in order that thy works might become visible. Book of Moses chapter 2:1 And it came to pass that Kongo spake unto Moses, saying, Behold, I reveal unto you concerning this heaven, and this earth, write the words which I speak. I am the beginning and the end, the Almighty God. By mine hands I created these things, yea, in the beginning I created the heaven, and the earth upon which thou standest. 2 And the earth was without form, and void, and I caused darkness to come up upon the face of the deep, and my spirit moved upon the face of the water, for I am Kongo. 3 And I, Kongo, said, Let there be light, and there was light. 4 And I, God, saw the light, and that light was good. And I, God, divided the light from the darkness. 5 And I, God, called the light day, and the darkness I called night, and this I did by the word of my power, and it was done as I spake, and the evening and the morning were the first day. Jubilee 2:2-3 For on the first day he created the heavens which are above, and the earth, and the waters, and all the spirits which serve before him, the malachim of the presence, and the malachim of sanctification, and the malachim of the spirit of fire, and the malachim of the spirit of the winds, and the malachim of the spirit of the clouds, and of darkness, and of snow, and of hail, and of hoarfrost, and the malachim of the voices, and of the thunder, and of the lightning, and the malachim of the spirits of cold, and of heat, and of winter, and of spring, and of autumn, and of summer, and of all the spirits of his creatures which are in the heavens and on the earth. He created the abysses, and the darkness, eventide, and night, and the light, dawn, and day, which he has prepared in the knowledge of his heart. 3 And thereupon we saw his works, and praised him, and lauded before him on account of all his works. For 7 great works did he create on the first day. The 2 Book of the Secrets of Enoch. Chapter 25, 1 I commanded in the very lowest parts, that the visible, physical things should come down from the invisible, spiritual, realm, and a doyle came down very great, and I beheld him, and he had a belly of great light. 2 And I said to him, Become undone, a doyle, and let the visible, physical, universe, come out of you. 3 And he came undone, and a great light came out. And I was in the midst of the great light, and as there is born light from light, there came forth a great age, eon/space of time, and showed all creation, which I had thought to create. 4 And I saw that it was good. 5 And I placed for myself a throne, and took my seat on it, and said to the light, Go up higher from here, and station yourself high above the throne, and be a foundation to the highest things. 6 And above the light there is nothing else, and then I rose up and looked up from my throne. Chapter 27, 1 And I commanded that there should be taken from light and darkness, and I said, Be thick, and it became thick, and I spread it out with the light, and it became water, and I spread it out over the darkness, below the light, and then I made firm the waters, that is to say the bottomless abyss, and I made foundation of light around the water, and created 7 circles from inside, and made the water look like crystal, wet and dry, so it was like glass, and the circles. Chapter 28, 1. And then I made firm the heavenly circle, and made that the lower water which is under heaven collect itself together into one whole piece, and that the chaos become dry, and it became so. 2. Out of the waves I created hard and large rock, and from the rock I piled up the dry land, and the dry land I called earth, and the middle of the earth I called the abyss, or the bottomless. I collected the sea in one place and bound it together with a yoke. Note, this is the bank or shoreline. 3. And I said to the sea, Behold, I give you eternal limits, and you shall not break loose from your integral parts. For thus I made the firmament hold together. This day I called the first created, Sunday. This I call the first day of creation. Genesis 1 verses 6-8. 6. And God said, Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. 7. And God made the firmament, and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament, and it was so. 8. And God called the firmament heaven. And the evening and the morning were the second day. Amos 9 verse 6. He builds his lofty palace in the heavens and sets its foundation on the earth. He calls for the waters of the sea and pours them out over the face of the land. Kongo is his name. Jubilees 2:4. And on the second day he created the firmament in the midst of the waters, and the waters were divided on that day, half of them went up above and half of them went down below the firmament, that was, in the midst over the face of the whole earth. And this was the only work Yahweh created on the second day. Book of Moses chapter 2:6. And again, God said, Let there be a firmament in the midst of the water, and it was so, even as I spake, and I said, Let it divide the waters from the waters, and it was done. 7. And I, God, made the firmament and divided the waters, yea, the great waters under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament, and it was so even as I spake. 8. And I, God, called the firmament heaven, and the evening and the morning were the second day. The Apocalypse of Ezra 41. And on the second day again thou didst create the spirit of the firmament and didst command it to make a division between the waters and the waters, in order that a portion of them might ascend on high and the other portion remain beneath. The 2 Book of the Secrets of Enoch. Chapter 29, 1. And for all the heavenly soldiers I made them the image and essence of fire, and my eye looked at the very hard, firm rock, and from the gleam of my eye the lightning received its wonderful nature, which is both fire in water and water in fire, and one does not put out the other, nor does the one dry up the other, therefore the lightning is brighter than the sun, softer than water and firmer than hard rock. 2. And from the rock I cut off a great fire, and from the fire I created the orders of the incorporeal, spiritual/non-physical, 10 troops of angels, and their weapons are fiery and their raiment a burning flame, and I commanded that each one should stand in his order. 3. And one from out the order of angels, having violated the command he was given, conceived an impossible thought, to place his throne higher than the clouds above the earth so that he might become equal in rank to my power. 4. And I threw him out from the height with his angels, and he was flying in the air continuously above the bottomless abyss. Then the third day came. Genesis 1 verses 9-13. 9. And Kongo said, Let the waters under the heaven be gathered together unto one place, and let the dry land appear. And it was so. 10. And God called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters called the seas, and God saw that it was good. 11. And God said, Let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself, upon the earth, and it was so. 12. And the earth brought forth grass, and herb yielding seed after his kind, and the tree yielding fruit, whose seed was in itself, after his kind, and God saw that it was good. 13. And the evening and the morning were the third day. Genesis 1 verse 29. Then God said, I give you every seed-bearing plant on the face of the whole earth and every tree that has fruit with seed in it. They will be yours for food. Jubilee 2:5-75. And on the third day he commanded the waters to pass from off the face of the whole earth into one place, and the dry land to appear. 6. And the waters did so as he commanded them, and they retired from off the face of the earth into one place outside of this firmament, and the dry land appeared. 7. And on that day he created for them all the seas according to their separate gathering places, and all the rivers, and the gatherings of the waters in the mountains and on all the earth, and all the lakes, and all the dew of the earth, and the seed which is sown, and all sprouting things, and fruit-bearing trees, and trees of the wood, and the garden of Eden, in Eden and all. These 4 great works Kongo created on the third day. The Apocalypse of Ezra 42. And on the third day thou didst command the waters to be gathered together to one of the sev. PLS subscribe.